How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Boneappthebeat. My name is Losh. Now today we're going to be preparing a very simple recipe, but we're going to be relying on this baby as the primary ingredient because with this we're going to be creating the base. We're also going to be adding the ornaments to it. We're going to be adding some spices from it, and we're going to be relying on it as the transitioner, and I'll show you what that means. Now let me just get everything queued up on our end here. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be starting on this side of things. I know we're usually working on this cutting board and this stove top over here, but today we're going to be focusing on this particular element. So we're going to start by setting the temperature. We want to make sure we're at 125 BPM because that is a nice groovy amount of heat, but it's not overpowering. It's not too much energy. That's where we're going to be for this one, and the rest of these stove tops are also at 125, so we should be all good to go there. So we're going to start on this side, and I'm going to start with a very rudimentary version of this loop that I've created on this side. It's going to sound like noise at first, but bear with me here. All right. So we've already got the meter set. We can hear the bass starting to come up just a little bit. It's teasing at us. Now, I don't want this to, I don't want to cook this too quickly. I want this to simmer. And to do that, I'm going to add elements over on this side that are not a kick drum. They're going to be more percussive based. And I'm going to be taking out a lot of the mids and the highs. And I'm going to be bringing it in slowly. You never want to pour the whole ingredient in. You want to ease it in to make it smooth. So let me just wind this back here. All right. So I'm going to bring it in nice and easy. 3, 4. All right, we can start to bring it up a little more. We take out some of the highs, took out the mids. We can bring in a little more of the mids just to give it some presence, maybe some highs too. Now, before we bring in too much bass, too much kick, I want to bring in just another element just to give it some more flavor. I want to bring in some percussive sounds, some hi-hats, some toms, marimbas, and I'm going to also ease this one in like this. I gotta be careful with this because when you're so bass heavy, the highs can really overpower the entire meal. So you want to take it nice and slow. Notice how I'm not bringing it up all the way. Now once it's in, feel free to mix it around a little bit to make sure that it sits with the other ingredients. See, we don't want this to be too overpowering. In fact, I might turn it down a little more. But what's going to help is when I bring the kick in right here to power it up. There we go. See, now we're grooving, right? Okay, now again, this is the base. We're going to be working with this primarily, but before we go over to this, I want to work on this side, and I want to add just one more element so that we can play with. I want to add some really high, some ride cymbals, basically, right? And so I have a track over here pulled up. This is a great tune. It's an Italian-based tune, delicious, very organic. It's grown naturally, no pesticides in the ground with this one. So let's go ahead and ease this one in again. We're not going to overpower it. We're going to ease it in. 1, 2, 3. There it is. You can start to hear the embellishment a little bit. Bring it up a little more. There we go. Now see how I'm not overpowering it. I'm controlling the levels there because I want it to be a clean mix. All right, now that we're grooving, I'm going to start playing around with this, and I want you to notice the variety that this particular element brings to the overall tune. Now we're moving. Now we're going to control the levels overall because we want to make sure that we have a healthy balance. There we go. We'll bring this up a little more. Now what I'm going to do is take out the bass of this one and switch it to a part so it's a little more melodic. See, now we're just walking. I'm going to bring in the bass on this one just to fill the gap a little bit. Alright, and now we have to let it build up. We have to let it steam a little bit before we drop into the real groove. So we'll take the bass out. Very good song from a gentleman named John Summit. It's delicious, great melody, great groove. Alright, we're going to switch it out right here. We're going to take out this bass. We're going to add this one in. Back to the original. See, this one can get overpowering if you let it go too long, so this one needs a lot of handling. Alright, we got a groove here. Now I want to switch it up just a little bit. I'm going to bring this bass for a second. That's what happens when you put it in too quickly.